No one makes me feel the way you do.
49 years. It'll be 50 in September.
It'll be 53 years next month, the 22nd. March 22nd.
Well, so far we are working on 56 years.
Yes.
Wonderful years.
23 years. We got married in 1999.
I believe it was December 1971 at a Christmas party.
Close,
Wasn't it?
Close enough.
Close enough. And Mr. Jiles has just come out of the service, hadn't you?
Yes.
Well, the first time I saw Roz, we didn't really meet. I was just checking her out. She was walking down the street, and I was asking a friend of mine who she was. After that, we met in school.
Yeah.
Um,
Go ahead.
Roz was skipping class, and I was the hall monitor.
He was the hall monitor.
And so I started talking to her, like, where you going? Well, I'm just going downtown. And then she'd come over and sit on the desk and start talking to me.
I met her through her cousin, Linda Berlin Walker. She married, one friend of mine in Lansing married her cousin.
Jimmy Hester.
And he introduced me to her. But I'm gonna tell you the truth. When I tried to talk to her and try to, get close to her, she didn't pay too much attention. Maybe she figured out I was a immigrant and talk funny and everything, so she didn't pay attention to me for a little while. So I had to do a little bit of hustling around and being nice to her, and she finally fell for it.
I met Roz at the church. She started visiting the Oasis of Love. Her and her boys came. And then she brought this guy.
Giving, ambitious,
Loving.
loving,
It's a real sweet, generous man. So
hardworking.
You go first. Let the man
What I like most about Roz, and she don't even recognize it, is how she's able to encourage other people. When she talks to them, she's real genuine when she talks to them, and she don't be trying to do it. That's just who she is.
That's what I love about Robert, because he listens to me. When I first met him, I seemed like I had no voice at home, and met this guy that he just loves to hear me talk and likes to listen to me and all of that. But he didn't know I was going to talk all the time. But he said, I know you're going to talk all the time. I said, that's why you love me. I always tell him that when I'm talking.
One of the things I love about her, she's a good mother, and she took care of my kids, or our kids, when they were little, and she stayed home and she wanted to do everything for them and help them and take them to school and make sure they were properly fed. So I love that on her. Something else I love is she's a good cook. She likes to bake, and that is good, although now I'm paying the price. I seem to be gaining a little bit of weight, but her baking and cooking is tremendous.
He's been an excellent father. He took the kids out a lot, playing sports, and he would always want to keep up with his other activities and things at school, and he was a hard worker. I remember there was a time when he was working about 3 jobs at the same time, and been a very good provider.
He is the most ride or die for me. He empowers me to be all that I can be. He pushes me when I don't feel like pushing myself.
It's hard to put it in 1 or 2 words, because I like everything about her. I love her personality. I love the way she laughs. I love the way she cooks. Oh, she can really cook. Yeah. But I like, she's such a caring person. She would go over and beyond the call of duty to go out her way to help someone. but I usually don't go way out the way, but she'll go way out the way, so she brings us, it makes it, is the word cohesiveness? Yeah, that's it, cohesiveness.
Lots of patience.
Commitment.
Commitment, yeah. Just keep it up. Just, try to maintain, keep that love going, and try to commit to the marriage. Because it's a big difference in just being married, but you got to go through all of the changes and all of the things necessary to keep it as a marriage, instead of devoting yourself to other people and other things in your in your life. But you gotta be sure you taking the time to spend with each other.
And I would say that you should weigh the good and the bad,
Yes.
and hopefully the good outweighs
Always the bad.
the bad. And
Compromise. I told one of our ministers at the church once, I said, you know what, I said, everything don't have to be an argument, and you don't have to win every argument. And he said, what do you mean? I said, you pick what you're going to have, what you're going to take a stance on. And I said, the rest of it ain't even worth it. It don't matter if you're right or wrong.
I think that every couple should take time off at least once a month or something and go somewhere. If it ain't nowhere but overnight, go, like we're in Jackson, go to Lansing, go to Ann Arbor. Sometimes we went to them places and we just walked around downtown. We walked through their parks, we went to a museum. I think you should take time to get together and talk when nobody else is around and just reflect on your life.
Marriage is a give and take, and we all got different personalities. So we have to make sure that we realize that the other mate have different personality and that have different likes and dislikes. So we have to be able to adjust and trying to work it out for the benefit of the marriage and for the benefit of the kids and for the benefit of the family.
To be point blank, man, either you're gonna be right or you're gonna be happy. But no, that's not.
Like,
That's
really?
that's not. What I think is conversation. You need to talk. You really, really need to talk and not come up with assumptions and your own created within your own self the reason for whatever. No, you need to talk this out with the individual that you're with.
Communication is key, and don't be afraid to be honest with your mate. That's how you grow. Be willing to have the tough conversations with each other, because when you come together, you don't really know who that person is until you start to live with them, and then you see something completely different once you start to live together. Feel free to be honest. Feel free to have those conversations. Feel free to tell your likes and dislikes. Don't always find yourself doing what the other person likes so much or forget about yourself. It's a team effort, and if you start out as a team, you'll finish as a team.
And I think that I mentioned commitment, that as Christians, the vows that you make, you made them to God. And being Christian, you want to, it wasn't always like that. Myself, early on, I wasn't committed as should have been. Wasn't keeping to the vows that we made, when we got married. But later on, when we became Christian, those vows meant more.
God made a big difference. I'm glad Roz was listening and obedient to him. Because I listened, I heard, I understood, but I wasn't obedient. And then, I didn't know how to pray and ask God for anything, and now you just ask Him.
And make sure that you and your husband or wife have the same religious beliefs, because God is the only one can satisfy you with what you have. When you get married, sometimes you've been married 10, 20 years, things get old and things can change, and You know, a lot of things can happen. But if you trust in God and you following God, you and your mate will try to make it work. If it's nothing drastic, I mean, you know, if a man is beating his wife, she have no business staying there. But all the other things, God can help you to handle it.
Seek ye first the kingdom of heaven, and all these other things will be added unto you. So we realize if we have God in our lives first, then He will help us, you know, to raise our children and be there for us when we need Him.
God is the top of the pinnacle.
Mm-hmm.
Then it's Rise, myself, then family, church, friends. God is at the top, and everybody else falls in where they fall in. And so yeah, that's. But God is He's. I'm gonna get real spiritual. He's my all in all. Yes, that's what He is. He's my all in all. He's the joy, the strength in my life. He removes all pain, misery, and strife.
You went cliche?
Yeah, that sounds pretty good, didn't it?
God has played a very important part in our life. One thing that we do, in all honesty, every single morning before we leave the house going to work, or I go upstairs, I should say, and he leaves, we speak life to each other with affirmations from God every single day.
Go ahead, you start.
Faithfully.
Let's do it. You start. Do yours. And I do mine.
Every blessing that God has bestowed on us will be released unto us today.
And every hidden thing shall come to light, and no weapon formed against us shall prosper.
It's so.
And we shall be able to conquer anything that tries to defeat us.
And it is so.
And it is so. Every morning.
Every morning.
And we pray every night together. Every night.
You're done. It was my turn. And every night we pray together. Every night we do. We touch and agree for ourselves, for our family, for our church, for bereaved families, and we speak life to every situation. And God has to be in the top, in the middle, and at the end of your marriage in order for you to make it, because not every day in marriage is it always lovey-dovey, hugging and kissing. That doesn't happen every single day. You may do that in the first part of your marriage, but it doesn't happen that way. You have commitment, you have bills that you have to pay, you go through different things with your children, so you have to find yourself seeking God's face in every area of your life in order for your marriage to be successful.
She right, y'all. She right.